Hey guys, so today I'm going to do a walkthrough video of what I played and used for Sunday PM service at Hillsong Church. So last Sunday I played with Autumn Hardman on second keys, and the set list was This Is Living in E flat, Depths in G, Broken Vessels in F, Spirit Breakout in F, and then after the preaching we did Ministry Time and we did No Other Name in G from the bridge with that one. So I'm just going to walk you through all the sounds that I use, why I use them, the plugins, show you a little bit of an A-B comparison with and without some of the plugins that I used, and just give you an idea of how I created the sounds and why, and that kind of thing. So let's get started. Okay, This Is Living. We ran that one to track, so I didn't need to cover a whole lot of the main parts. I just added another layer on top, and for it I did this. So basically 3 notes I was holding, with the ARP doing all the work for me, going between B flat, C, E flat as one chord, and B flat, D, E flat as the other chord. So here you go. As you could hear there, I also was using the mod wheel to adjust the cutoff frequency on a low pass filter. I do that a lot for most of my sounds just to create variation and dynamics. So let's go to the sound. It's an Omnisphere sound. It was originally from Pete's Patch's Omnisphere bundle. What I did is I edited it a little bit, but that's where I started from to get the sound. So what I did in the ARP section, I reduced the length to 0.230, mode up. I think it was already on octave, and that's what I set it to. I may have moved that all the way to ARP. Basically what that means is the velocity is controlled by the ARP or by how hard you hit the key, and so I just wanted it constant, so I put it all the way to ARP. Effects, from the original Pete's Patches version, I just bypassed these effects. I may have adjusted a cutoff and release there. You can copy it, just pause the video if you want to copy my settings exactly. I may have also changed this cutoff frequency there. Main, solo, legato's on, and basically that's it. The rest of the sound is created from other plugins. I went a bit crazy with this one. You can see all these plugins I put on it. Basically the main part of the sound is coming from this plugin here. It's a multi-band compression overdrive plugin. So basically what it does is it compresses each EQ section or each band, EQ band separately. So you can get different amounts of overdrive and different types of overdrive and compression on each individual section. Then I chucked a limiter on it just to make it even more compressed. This probably isn't doing too much because it's already compressed quite heavily with the Homicide plugin. And I decided to put even more overdrive on it with this SPL twin tube processor. Now basically all I'm using this channel strip for is the gate, because Homicide's so noisy. When you release a note and you're not playing, there's a big hiss that comes through. So this gate just shuts off that hiss after the sound's finished. You can see I've also put a tiny bit of a high pass filter on there to take out the really high stuff. And I'm mainly using this plugin for effects. I've widened the sound a little bit with this part. 8 delays, a tiny bit of reverb, a little bit of compression, but it's probably not doing much because it's already heavily compressed coming into it. A little bit of EQ, and that's basically it. It's mainly for the delay that you're hearing with that one. Okay, I'm just going to play the sound without them and then slowly bring in all those plugins so you can hear exactly what they're doing. Yeah, don't get fooled by the volume changes. Obviously, your ear thinks things sound better when they're at a louder volume. So, yeah, you might have gone, wow, that sounds so much better because it was louder when I turned it on. That's just a gain thing. But the main part of the sound's coming from the on my side plug-in there, and the CLA for the delay kind of effect, which you could simulate an Omnisphere if you wanted to. I was just playing around with a new plugin that I got, so that's why I chucked that on. Okay, this is living, that's done. Then we went into depths in G, and this is the sound that I use for depths. Again, I used the low pass filter just to create dynamics. I did a lot of swelling in and out for the song just to create variation and interest and dynamics in the song. Okay, the sounds I used, the first one. Again, this one's from Pete's Patch's Omni pack. I didn't actually edit anything, I left it exactly the same as what's in the product. But I did add a few other plugins to this. I love experimenting and trying new things, so I added a bit more reverb from this plugin here. Oops. I tried to take some of the muddiness out of it with this plugin. Let's play it without and with so you can hear the difference. Okay, I added a multi-band compressor. The only reason because this sound is really dynamic. It's always swelling in and out, so the low end can get a bit crazy. So I just used the C4 on the low end, and I'll show you that. You can see the compression working. So yeah, I just use that to control the bottom end. Then I thought I'd brighten it up just a little bit more, so I added 4 dB at 7K with this plugin. I love API for the top end stuff. It's really nice. Okay, actually I forgot to tell you, I added a little bit of this Lexicon reverb, C6. It's a chorusy reverb, so that's what I used. Okay, the second part of the song, the second part of the sound was Steel Shimmer from Pete's Shimmer Pack. I can't remember what it's called. Pete's Analog Shimmer Pads, that's what it's called. And I use a steel shimmer for that one. And there's no external effects or other plugin effects on that. So this is just the Omnisphere. And this is just the shimmer. And combined. No, I did have an idea for a third sound, but I didn't actually use it when the service came around. I put it in rehearsals just as an idea to create even more dynamics. So what this was just a pulsing bass sound just with a straight up. And if I had used it, it would have sounded like this. I'll just solo it first. I should have put it on solo probably so you didn't get mushing between notes, but I didn't actually use it. It was just an idea in rehearsal, so I left it in there. Okay, the next song was Broken Vessels in the key of F, and 2 sounds I used again in combination. The first one was Pete's Analog V-Pad and Pete's Custom Shimmer. Again, these ones are from the Pete's Analog Shimmer pack, Pete's Analog Shimmer pads, and the Analog V pad is a separate product. As you can see, I'm using it in Contact, but you can use the EXS24 version for Mainstage if you don't have a full version of Contact. It's exactly the same sample, exactly the same sound, just in a different format. And I've had a lot of people ask me, how do I map the low pass filter cutoff in the EXS24 player? So Abel, one of my friends, he actually did a blog video on that, so I've put the link to that in the description at the bottom of the YouTube video. So just click on that and you'll find out exactly how to do that. The second sound I used was again from Pete's Patch's Omni pack, the original pack, the DigiChurch pad, and I brought that in and out to create even more dynamics. Come to think of it, I don't actually know if I used it for this song. I may have used it for the second song, but I'll show you that anyway. So this is just the custom shimmer and the Analog V pad. Again, you can hear me using the low pass filter. I use it on everything just to create dynamics and build a song. So that's what I'm using there. I put this plugin on it just to try it out. Basically, it's kind of like a multi-band compressor, but it only gives you two options, the high end and the low end. And basically, I'm just compressing the top end and low end just a little bit. Really subtle, but I decided to check that on. Again, the Lexicon reverb, just a touch of that on the bass as well. Okay, for Spirit Breakout, this is where I brought in the second sound, this DigiChurch pad as well. So basically I just use it to build the song even more. As you can hear, it just adds another layer of intensity to the sound when I bring that in. So I was moving the slider up and down, just adding it in and pulling it out based on the dynamics of the song. That was a set list. Then for Ministry, we did No Other Name. Basically, I just used this sound. I use it all the time as my kind of stock standard go-to pad sound. Again, it's from the Pete's Patch's original pack. Big old Oberheim swell, and again with a low pass filter mapped to the mod wheel. And that's basically the sound. Autumn was also playing, and she did the riff with the No Other Name Epic Synth. And basically that was it. Those are all the sounds I used, exactly how I used them. Let me know on my Facebook page, Peter James Productions, if there's something that you really want me to cover, and I'll see if I can add it into the next blog. Cool, thanks for watching.